She's been involved on and off at the Whidbey Playhouse, and she's had her fingers in many pies around town, and she always brings some special qualities to those organizations when she has the opportunity. And right now she's doing the Whidbey Island Small Business Association. She's going to tell us a little more about what that is and what they do here on the island for us. And she's also involved in the first annual Oktoberfest. I understand we have two first annual Oktoberfests.
Downtown is going to have their own spread. Yeah.
For you. And she has with her her husband Rick, and it looks like he's going to do photography and probably spread that all over town. So
we'll make sure that you're included.
Selene Muldowney.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Janice, for inviting. Can everybody hear me okay? All right, I'm pretty loud. So I'll learn to project. That's one thing I learned from the Playhouse is I learned to project my voice so I'm not yelling. One thing that I learned from the Playhouse actually was in order to speak to people, you have to be able to connect, right? And one of the things that I value about the Rotary is that you guys connect not only with each other as a group, but you also connect with the community at a much deeper level. And for that, I'm very appreciative, and I'm honored to be here today with you guys. So thank you so much. I know that the Rotary is an important part of any community that you're involved in, not only at a local level, but a regional level, and also a worldwide level. And you guys are business leaders, very philanthropic, that's English, people who get together and want to do good for the community. You guys see a need and you fill it. And it's so wonderful to be able to hear you guys and hear about all the accomplishments that you've done, because that is so necessary in any community that you're in. You all have a role in the community, and that role is vital to work with the rest of the community and bring them together so everybody can kind of have a piece of understanding as to what the needs are. So thank you again. That was my thank you. Why I'm here. So my name is Selene Muldowney, and I am pretty easy to find online. I always Google my name because I like to see what people are saying, and apparently I have a very unique name, and I like that. And I like that because then it's really easy to find me. So you guys are welcome to stalk me anytime on Facebook. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I just did a presentation at the high school for the kids decided that I'm going to volunteer for Island Mom. And you know, I learned a lot about the community. A lot of the parents come here and they're nervous. They have a lot of kids who are, this has nothing to do with Whidbey Island Small Business, but it really does. A lot of the parents come here and they're nervous because we have a very unique situation on Whidbey Island, but particularly here in Oak Harbor. We have parents who are coming here who have lived here forever, right? Kids who are really tiny and they've grown up, and I'm hearing about these little kids like Lorenzo who's grown up here, and you guys know this kid from way little tiny kid. And then we've got the ones who are coming in from the military families, and these kids are constantly being placed in these new situations. So it's nice to know that we have such a great group of people that volunteer in so many different facets, like the high school. They have this incredible program, this island program, where they get the kids to work cohesively freshman year. The first year of high school, pivotal. These kids make or break their high school career. What a great program, working together. So again, it's everything they embrace is the same things that you guys embrace, which leads me to Whidbey Island Small Business Association. So I have a business partner, Mallory another unique name. And she and I decided, we're both small business owners. We have a number of things that we gotten our hands into. And so we just kind of both say, hey, let's start a business. And so I've learned a lot from my spouse, who likes to start small businesses or work with other people in starting small businesses. And we saw that there was a niche that needed to be filled. There are a lot of great organizations in town that help businesses grow. But a lot of businesses, you guys might be more established, hence you're with the Rotary, so you have the financial means, you're already established, you have the financial means to now put out advertising and marketing. Something that a lot of the smaller businesses, micro businesses, and nonprofits don't have that funding. These guys are scraping together $50, $100. A lot of them have this great idea, I can make soap. I know how to make soap. So I'm going to put together my soap and I'm going to sell it. But they don't have anybody saying, hey, did you know you need a license? And it's really important because now you're going to be making a product in which you're going to have to put on somebody's skin. What if they sue you? Maybe you should have insurance. So they don't know that because they're excited about their product and they can't really see beyond that. So one thing that we decided to do as the Whidbey Island Small Business is we wanted to reach out to those folks. We wanted to say, hey guys, we're pretty low buy-in, okay? We cover our costs. There's only 2 of us. We don't have any overhead. We don't get paid. And our entire intent is to create a very stable infrastructure. Which leads me to, why did we create it? So the businesses in town, like all of you guys, are pretty established, but a lot of the businesses that I cater to in particular, our organization caters to, they're not as stable. We want them to have financial stability. And the entire premise of what we do, any community, any town, any locale, anywhere, you have to have a very stable financial base. Your foundation has to be strong. If the people down here who have their small businesses are employed, they now have an income to reinvest. They can go to a chiropractor and they can afford to pay you. Now you can then go and hire an employee. You can take that employee, hire that employee has an income now, and they can go and reinvest by purchasing items at Walmart, or they can turn around and reinvest by purchasing items from the small businesses, and then they grow. So it's working together as a community, which is what you guys do, but we're doing it on the business level. We're trying to encourage small, medium, and large businesses to work together to help each other grow. Does this all make sense? So we got, yes, this makes sense. Okay, cool. I like to make sure that you guys are still breathing when I'm talking to you because I don't breathe a lot when I talk. So if I pass out, anybody know CPR? Okay, good. All right. We have 1 volunteer. All right. Kiss of death. Okay. So that leads us to, I'm trying to make sure I have a very specific limited amount of time here. So everybody understand what the Whidbey Island Small Business Association is about? I'm trying to keep it simple, man. Yes? Okay, great. Good? Great. All right. So Oktoberfest, that led us to Oktoberfest. We've been in business since November, and I say business because really we're in the business of helping other people create their businesses, establish their businesses. We work with medium, large, and small businesses. I have been doing marketing for years now, so I can tell you what works and what doesn't work. I am kind of a math geek, so Facebook is really fun to me because it's all about algorithms. It's not about, oh my God, I ate a pizza for dinner. That actually goes into this really cool algorithm. So I like to train people how to use all those algorithms to work for them. So that's something we do. Well, the other thing we do is we do events. And one of the events that we've been doing events all along, we usually do 30, 40 vendor events, try to encourage people to get their feet wet, so to speak. They go and they do a small event. They've never done an event before. They've never put up a booth before. They've never had signage before. It's a complicated process. So we try to get them going and try to encourage the community to help them grow. Again, it goes back to if they have a job, they're employed, they're making money, they're going to go see the chiropractor. I'm going to pick on you because you're standing right there. Okay, I think I have this adjustment. Okay. Yeah, okay, great. You know, I need that tool. Okay, great. So it led us to ultimately Oktoberfest, which has been our largest endeavor so far. We were approached by a number of vendors. Will you guys do a larger event? We would like to see a large event with music and alcohol and dancing and I don't know, whatever, carousing in the streets. And we thought, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? Sure, I guess we can do this. Well, I've been doing event planning for, this is my 8th year now. I've been doing large-scale event planning. So this was a very different, unique situation for me because while it is a large event, it's also working with a community, which is a little different than going into a facility and setting up 100 booths and telling the vendors, hey, come and do this for $800. So we had to find a way to encourage people to want to participate together. So we came up with the idea of Oktoberfest, in which we were approached by the Oak Harbor Rotary, Rotary of Oak Harbor, to work with us. So we thought we would come up with a collaborative effort. And one of the things that I'm passionate about is the Food for Kids backpack program. If that program didn't exist, there would be a lot of kids in my child's school that would go home hungry. So for that, I thank you guys. Truly thank you guys. This is a very somber moment. There are a lot of kids that if they don't eat, and you guys know this, they don't eat, they don't go to school. So by feeding these kids, you're actually reducing their not going to school. You're actually getting them to come to school. Otherwise, they're worried about food. And the school district has done a great job over the summer to feed these kids during the day, but they still don't have food at night. And they still don't have food on the weekends. And I know some of these kids, and I know some of these parents, they just don't have. For whatever their reason are, these are kids, these are parents who have disabilities, whatever their reasons are, non-judgment. So the Food for Kids backpack program is a fantastic way to get food into these kids and get these kids stable. And so I wanted to earmark any funds that we were going to fundraise for. And I thought, well, how can we do this? So we incorporated the Oktoberfest. Do you guys know the history of Oktoberfest? In Germany? So it started out in 1810 as a wedding. It started out in 1810 as a wedding. It was a wedding in 1810, and it was in Munich, and it was this incredible celebration. I diverge. So anyways, it was a great celebration. All these people got together to have this incredible wedding with this king and this queen, now queen, of course, it's very special. And everybody got together and celebrated. And for about 100 years, everybody thought, oh my gosh, we're going to keep on celebrating the king and queen's, anniversary. Eventually, and it wasn't until I think it was the late 1900s that it turned into more of a harvest fest. People kept on coming, and they include not only a beer garden. Everybody thinks Oktoberfest are like, woohoo, beer garden. But that's really, that's great. It's all micro, small beers and all that kind of thing. But really it wasn't. It was a bringing together of a community. So we thought, well, wait a moment. That's really the intent of Oktoberfest, bringing together a community. Of course we're going to have beer. Why would we not have beer? And beer is a great moneymaker, which is where we came up with the idea to have the Rotary do the beer garden. So all of the funds that we're raising, and then we thought, let's just kick it up a notch. I don't get paid anyways, so we'll just take all the money that we earn, all the vendor fees that we earn, and all of the funds that we get from the beer garden, and let's just hand it over to the program, the backpack program. And a lot of companies in town were so gracious, and they heard about it and thought, oh, this is great. El Cazador stood up and said, we'll make the backpacks, and we'll give away prizes. So if you guys come on down, then you have an opportunity to win a really cool backpack, which I wish I had because it's full of El Cazador items. So everybody loves Mexican food, okay? And they have a lot of really cool things in there. So Oktoberfest, I'm running through my agenda here. Oktoberfest is, so it's a harvest fest. And so part of that harvest fest is feeding other people. So we're going to feed ourselves. We're going to have a lot of food there. That's the fun part. Brats, beer, and some traditional Dutch and German foods. And that's great. We're feeding ourselves. We're going to entertain ourselves. There's going to be music. Click Music's going to have all of her stage, and she's garnered all of these fantastic bands to play. We're going to have several Whidbey Has Talent kids. You guys know what Whidbey Has Talent? Yeah. Yes? You need to know more. These guys are incredible. Whidbey Has Talent kids are going to come and perform. Gives them an opportunity to practice, get better at what they're doing. Again, we want them to become leaders in the community. How do we do that? We encourage children to grow, right? Kind of like the Island program, which I encourage you guys to check out if you have high schoolers. Some of you guys maybe still, yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. And so anyways, Harvest Fest, backpack program, and And part of the whole point here is that after we've fed ourselves, we can walk away saying, well, we've met the community standard. We are doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're having a great community festival. We're enjoying ourselves. It is a large endeavor. We're very excited. We decided to do it, and we're so happy that the Rotary is working with us and we're working with them. We hope to raise as much funds as we can. So if you guys like beer, come on down, because you're going to get 100% of that money, and it'll help the program. And at the same time, we are feeding the kids of our community. So I think I've covered just about everything in one breath. Did I? Okay, that's a lot of information, right? Right. Date. Oh my gosh. Okay, so normally I do this whole warm-up with people when I talk to them, but you guys are really engaged. Like, you're all looking at me and you're all like, okay, I've got positive. So I just this is a whole date now. We'll go back to the date. But I'm really pleased to be here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And the date is September 17th. It's a Saturday. It's a day that you guys are doing Cook Shack. But that you can take a break and come get a beer.
The Cook Shack ends at 6 o'clock.
6 p.m.? You can't get away and get a beer?
Well,
There's brats too. Oh, so then you guys can switch out. Oh, well, there you go. See, it's feasible.
One request is let's not have the beer before.
Yeah, just don't do the beer before, right? So Flyers. No, but nobody would. I wouldn't mind. Flyers is actually graciously donating the beer kegs. I have to think about the visual. The beer kegs, and so that this is a great community effort. September 17th, it starts at 10 a.m., ends at 6 p.m. So September 17, 10 to 6. It's on Bayshore Drive. So it's not on the actual road. It's in that property that the Carnival property. Oh. And so that'll be, that's where it is. And do you have any questions besides the date? It's free admission, obviously. We're looking at we're trying to have a lot of vendors who again, that goes in line with our mission of growing the small businesses. We have a lot of small nonprofit businesses and micro businesses there. We do have some large businesses as well, and anybody who's interested, please let me know. The fee for the booth vendor fee, it's $50. So that fee, and we wanted to make it affordable for anybody. But again, you have to pay a fee. The reason why is because if you don't put any skin in the game, you don't value it. Free doesn't have value, right? For the most part. You have to have some input and some putting your funds in. So $50, and again, it's a fundraiser, so that money goes toward the Rotary. We figured that was a very pleasant compromise. And that's it, I think. We're gonna have dancing, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Hula girls?
How about the dress?
No dress. He wants me to wear a dress. Wear a dress. Jeans. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
There you go.
Great.
One of the things that we do at Rotary for our speakers is we drop things on the floor, but we also thank you very much by donating a book in your name to
Thank you.
Beyond Guatemala.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much.
Thank
That's
you for your
great. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it.